So Sri Lanka's way to redemption is on a really good path, and they have beaten West Indies in a T20I series with 2-1. Despite losing the very first T20I with with easily from West Indies, they still managed to come back and still managed to win the remaining two T20Is and winning the series in pocket. So let's talk about Sri Lanka's revival and their redemption since I think ICC T20 World Cup 2024. They have been really positive. They have lost, they have beaten England in England at the very last match of the series. If we talk about Test cricket, they have beaten New Zealand at home with 2-0. Although it was a home series against New Zealand, a home Test series, but still beating New Zealand by Sri Lanka, it's always a huge thing for them. Then if we talk about in ODIs, they beaten India 2-0 at home. That was a very good achievement for them because India were playing with nearly full strength team. Their batting was almost full strength. Every player that they wanted to have in their team was there. Then they their T20I, if we talk about their T20I's approach and their performance in T20s, I think they were not on the wrong path in T20s as well, but the execution was never there. They lost from India with 3-0 in all three games. They were they used to be in a position from where they could easily win all of those three games, but somehow they managed to lose all of those three games. I don't know how they managed to do that, but in last series against West Indies, revival has been seen because in all departments, if we talk about number wise, in fielding, in I think in batting, in bowling, I think their batting position. The first thing is their batting position is looked certain and looked, I think you can say that this is Sri Lanka's batting lineup. They know their role clarity. There is role clarity for the batters, I think, at last. Kamindu Mendes is there to anchor the innings at number 4, but I have said a lot of times that he should bat a bit higher, a bit up the order. Then the openers Pratham Nisanka and Kusal Mendes. Kusal Mendes, who was the player of the series he was the player of the match in last T20I. Pratham Nisanka, the player of the series. So both openers looked solid. Then at number 3, Kusal Pereira played a very crucial innings, good innings in last T20I. Although it was bowler's effort to restrict West Indies and under up below under par total, but it was also a good bowling. It was also a good batting effort from Sri Lanka's batters as well. Then at number 4, I've said that Mindu Mendes is there to anchor the innings. At number 5, Charita Salanka. I mean, one of the best white ball middle order players right now. Charita Salanka is very effective. His recent form might not have been good, but in this series he carried the mojo and looked in a decent touch. Because in last series, in last few matches against India, he didn't contribute much since he took the reign as a Sri Lankan captain. But now in West Indies series, he looked to get some runs, and he is genuinely among the runs. Rajapaksa is Rajapaksa's experiment has been, I think it's 50-50. Uh, there's not any match in this series where you could say that this is Rajapaksa's test, whether he'll be a good finisher or not. I think he's done enough job playing at number 6, and I hope that Sri Lanka's experiment prove to be a good one by experimenting Rajapaksa at number 6. Then let's talk about bowling. Their bowling has been sublime. I think the the reason why they are winning, they are reviving is mainly their bowling. Their batting was their batting always contribute decently, if we talk about as a whole collectively. In Sri Lanka, they win the They won the last match at Oval because of their fast bowling. Their fast bowling bowlers contributed too much, especially if we talk about Asita Fernando, who was the standout performer for Sri Lanka throughout the series in England. Then others as well, Vishwa Fernando, Rath Naike, Lahiru Kumara, very good contribution by him as well. Then in India series, there was bowlers who contributed, who led them to win the series against India. Dunit Valalage, Jeffrey Van Der Sey. I mean, even their fast bowlers, limited type of resources they had, limited type of opportunities to for the fast bowlers at Sri Lanka. But then in this series, Mahesh Theekshana, Vanindu Hasaranga, all have been very good. Even Dunit Valalage, his debut T20I series. Seam bowling hasn't been bad as well. Mathisha Pathirana, ever improving, and a genuine pace, sheer pace. He's a serious talent in this Sri Lanka's pace bowling lineup. Then uh, Nuvan Thushara was good as well, was decent, because the pitches were not particularly made for the seamers. It was genuinely made for the spinners, and spinners absolutely made use of it. And this is what Sri Lanka did against West Indies, and I think they are on a right path of redemption. Hope Sri Lanka do good in ODIs against West Indies at home as well, and I'm 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 really eager to see their approach in South Africa in Test cricket, and in New Zealand particularly.